Good food and good fun. Hello again. This is Angie Ottercrans, BSN student at Indiana State University, bringing you another video in regards to my video series centered around the Healthy People's 2020 goal of increasing health, function, and well-being of the older adult. We are going to look at good food in the older adult and how we combat malnutrition in the older adult today. As always, we're going to start by looking at some learning objectives that I hope to accomplish in this video. I hope to identify the outcomes that the older adult can have when there is malnutrition. Select reasons why there may be malnutrition in the older adult. Define malnutrition groups and their impact on the older adult. And identify resources that the older adult can utilize to improve. All right, as always, let's test the knowledge we already have about this subject and take a pre-test. Go ahead and take a few moments, pause the video, and click on the link in the description below to take the pre-test. As always, the answers are down in the bottom right-hand corner so that you can check your answers and see how you did. All right, how did you do? Did you do pretty well? Great job. Not doing as well as you had thought you would have? No problem. Let's go ahead and jump in and gain some knowledge into how we can combat malnutrition in the older adult. So let's first define what malnutrition is. The World Health Organization defines malnutrition as an imbalance of energy and nutrients of the body that can be classified into two groups. These groups are undernutrition and overnutrition. A lot of the American culture sees overnutrition in the older adult. Undernutrition includes muscle wasting, weight loss, nutrient deficiencies or inefficiencies, and not enough calories or nutrients. In overnutrition, obesity is common, being overweight is common. Diseases that are related to obesity, such as heart disease, diabetic, stroke, are common. There's too many calories being intake, and the calories that are being taken in have poor nutritional value. So, how many adults are malnourished? Mangels have reported that in 2016, 83% of older adults were found to be at risk for malnutrition. This is a pretty high value. The older adult can be malnourished no matter what their body composition is. So even though an older adult is overweight, they can still exhibit signs of muscle wasting, which exhibits signs of malnourishment. So what are causes of the malnutrition in an older adult? They are individualized to each older adult, and they're usually classified in three categories. Let's look at those. Physiological, psychosocial, and economic. So let's explore these categories a little deeper. Physiological, you can see in the background picture an example of a physiological reason why an older adult may be malnourished. Older adults can have poor dentation or ill-fitting dentures. This makes it difficult for the older adult to take in appropriate foods that they need to spend more time and energy into chewing to be able to swallow the foods. This can increase the chance for malnutrition. They can also have just an overall decrease in appetite as their metabolic needs decrease, a lack of functional ability to shop or prepare the food or be able to get to the store to get food, They have changes in taste and smell, which can decrease their appetites. There's an increased chance of chronic diseases or illnesses that increases the chances of having multiple medications, which can have side effects. And they can also have change in absorption. The psychosocial can be isolation or cognitive problems for the older adult. And economic, they can have a low income or be in poverty and have transportation issues. All of these categories can impact the nutrition of an older adult. So now that we know some reasons why malnourishment can happen in the older adult, let's look at why malnourishment is so important in the older adult and the impacts that it can have. Malnutrition can impact the older adult in many ways. They can have increased falls, cognitive issues, increased chance of fractures, a reduced immune function, increased risk for cardiovascular problems, depression, dependence, decreased quality of life, delayed wound healing, increased chance of mortality. So now that we've explored some reasons why malnutrition can be so impactful on the older adult, let's look at specific nutrients that the older adult need. So Shinsky et al. Reports that calcium, vitamin D, fiber, protein, and potassium are frequent nutrients that may be low or lacking in the older adult. So these ones in particular are important to increase in the older adult's diet. Here is an example that is provided by a nursing journal on a suggested diet or menu for the older adult. It also has some food safety tips in regards to the different food categories to keep things healthy and fresh and keep the nutrients optimal for the older adult. So remember when we were talking about the issues that come up that prevent an older adult from obtaining the needed nutrients? Let's look at some of those now. So how can we get an older adult to obtain the needed nutrients that they need? They should have annual visits and as-needed visits with their primary care physician and dental provider to ensure that they are in quality health to be able to break down the food and also absorb the food and get the nutrients out of the food that they eat. They should eat a diet that's varied in vegetables, fruits, lean meat, complex carbohydrates, and keep their hydration up with water. If they are having economic trouble and need help attaining nutrient food, the older adult can look to the Community Senior Center for Resources or one of the organizations below. The Older Americans Act Nutrition Program, which helps them to obtain nutritious food. SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, is especially helpful for those older adults who are having economic challenges. And also, a volunteer group, Meals on Wheels, is a great program that can bring older adults nutritious food if they are unable to get to the store to provide food for themselves. All right. Now that we've gone through and looked at why malnutrition is important for the older adult and ways to combat malnutrition, let's take a post-test and see how you do. Go ahead and pause this video and copy the link below in the description to be able to take the post-test. And as always, the answers are down in the bottom right-hand corner to be able to see how you do. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you have learned some information that you did not know before watching this video. I have included some information to enable you to gain more information on combating malnutrition in the older adult. There is a brochure that you can access in the description link to go along with this video if you'd like. And also there are some other important informational sites that can help with researching and developing a nutrition plan for the older adult. Thanks so much. Have a great day.